welcome back to the show. Our guest tonight is a talented filmmaker whose current project is entitled You Must Be This Tall, the story of Rocky Point Park. It opens locally on September 7th. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to Wicked Late, David Bettencourt. Dave, how you doing?
Hey.
Thank you for
doing all right. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. Thank you for being here again.
Hey, no problem.
And
Thanks for having me.
We're getting closer to the premiere now.
We are.
As we tape here in early August, and I want to talk to you a little bit about, for those folks, I know you're here back in December, but for those folks who may have missed that show, or for those that didn't see it, why don't you tell us a little bit about...
Wait, someone didn't see this show?
I know, it's hard to
now.
believe, I know. But refresh our memories a little bit of how this project came about, how you decided to do a documentary on Rocky Point Park.
Yeah, I mean, the whole project kind of came about a year ago. It'd be late August, maybe September of last year. And we had started talking about, I was looking into projects, and my son came back from Six Flags. He was all excited, and he's 7 years old, and I said, you know, Andy, what was it like? He told me, and I said, you know, when I was your age, I used to go to this sweet amusement park. He was like, what was it called? And I said, it was called Rocky Point.
Nice.
And he said, what happened to it? And I couldn't answer that question, really, you know. So we started poking around, and we found out that there really wasn't too much on the park. And I started researching about its long, almost 150 years history, and I thought it's just a natural to do a film on it.
Yeah, there's very little information, you know, if you search online, or, I mean, I imagine maybe there's a book somewhere, but from what I've seen, there's very little about the park. So do you feel this is your way of sort of creating a legacy for the park, you know, for future generations?
Yeah, I mean, I hope, that's one of the main things I wanted to do. I mean, there's a few small historian books, you know, Don D'Amato put one out, he's in the film, he's the City of Warwick's historian, and we used a lot of the information he gave us about the early days of the park, and this thing really documents, I mean, it documents the early history, but it's really for the people who remember the park.
Right.
The 50s and the 60s, the 70s and the 80s, you know, from Janis Joplin to the Corkscrew roller coaster and George Bush, and it's just what a great place.
Definitely,
really
absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. And then the question I have is now, as you've progressed with the production, as you've progressed in creating this film, what's the response been like? Once people started to get wind of what you were up to, was the response positive? Were they supportive?
Oh, very much so. I mean, the response has been actually really overwhelming. I mean, I was surprised at how many people email us with their stories, and just like little anecdotes like, you know, thanks for doing this, can't wait to see it.
Right.
You know, I went on the Music Express 47 times in a row before vomiting, you know. And, you know, you get all these little tidbits and information, and it makes you feel good because so many people had so many fond memories of this place
that they wanted to share with the folks. Because I don't think there's really any Rhode Islander who's, like, you know, over the age of 20 or so that doesn't have at least one memory of going to the park, and that's probably something you really wanted to capture.
I run into that all the time too. You know, I'll be somewhere, and you know, we'll start talking about Rocky Point, and inevitably someone has just a great story, and or it's information I've already known. Hey, did you hear about, you know, this? And it's just so cool.
Yeah, definitely. Now, has it been a challenge for you? Because I know, like, I think I asked you this last time, but there's a lot of hardcore Rocky Point people out there who just have their memories of the park, and they know, you know, what they probably believe that they know what this movie should be. So in that regard, have you faced some pressure? I mean, because you know you want to get it just right. Yeah,
no, there's some pressure, I guess, because it could be the only Rocky Point movie, I would imagine.
Well, I'm working on one.
Yeah, and Warner Brothers is too, so. But I think, you know, it comes with the territory. I mean, I'm nervous, but I know that this is, you know, what people want to see. It's, you know, you get the chance to go on the rides again. I've got footage that people probably haven't seen in 30 or 40 years. Just beautiful footage. We've created all new music to go along with it, and we've really brought the park back to life. You'll get to see, you know, the old tickets, and it's a lot of fun, and that's basically what I wanted to make sure. One thing I wanted to make sure of was that this film was above all fun. It was like going to Rocky Point.
Sure.
You know, I didn't want it to be stuffy and, you know, narrated by Leonard Nimoy or something.
Right. Was he available? Or
no, he wasn't actually. I think he's busy making the new Star Trek movie.
That's right. I think he is. Now, talk to us a little bit about the biggest challenge facing you as a filmmaker. Certainly, we know covering Rocky Point is difficult in its own regard, but as a filmmaker, what's the hardest part of creating a documentary? Is it going through the footage? Is it sitting down, doing the testimonials with the folks?
That's a good question.
Just make something up.
Yeah, I just wing it. There are no hard parts. It's all really easy.
Really?
How's that? No,
I like it. You're quite the diplomat.
It is way more work than, you know, what's funny is I teach documentary production at the University of Rhode Island.
Okay.
And it's just so much harder than I thought it would be.
Really?
I thought it would be, you know, all, you know, I can't say what, you know, it's
sure,
that saying, S and giggles.
Sure,
you know
I'm with you on that, yeah.
Right, or donuts and, all right, maybe you don't know that one, but anyway.
I know all of it.
Yeah, let's not go there. But what I'm saying is that, you know, there's a lot of footage. We did these extensive interviews and transcribing all the interviews and getting them all lined up so I could go through them and figure out where I wanted to put things.
Right.
And then, you know, it's like constantly shooting again.
Mm-hmm.
I have to go back to the park and shoot more demolition. Or I have to go back to the Library of Congress and order more pictures of Alexander Graham Bell.
Right, right.
You know, so it's been a lot of work,
Very
but
tedious.
Richly rewarding.
Definitely. Now talk to me about the film itself. Now as we approach the premiere, what can we expect in the film? I mean, any surprises? Is there any full frontal nudity? That's what I'm hoping for, Dave.
There is.
Give it to me, come on.
There is not. Now, my opportunity for the full frontal nudity would, of course, been at the Memories of the Flume.
Oh, certainly.
Because I'm sure that more than one top has flown off the flume.
Sure. Who among us did
both male and female?
Absolutely, yeah.
Right. But no nudity. This is it's as clean as a Disney
family
film.
Picture.
Yes. There's a couple of moments. I think there's some scary moments maybe.
Good.
And then there's some very interesting Rhode Island. I mean, there's a lot of Rhode Island accents. So I guess if you find that disturbing,
sure.
Then
well, I think we all do, even though we're all a part of it.
Yes. So yeah, I remember the parking lot.
Oh, certainly.
Lots
of
of that. Yeah.
Well, talk to us a little bit. You brought a clip.
I did.
I did. And now this is the trailer.
I brought a trailer. Yeah, I brought the trailer for the film.
Okay, and this is what people can. This gives us a little taste as to what we can experience starting on September 7th.
Welcome to Rocky Point, New England's only great amusement park.
Come with your family, come with your friends. It's a Rocky Point tradition, 'cause it's summertime again. Rocky Point is so exciting. Rocky Point, let your kids come alive. Rocky Point, you're all invited to have some summer fun.
I say, what do I say? I say there's nothing like Rocky Point. And it looks like I'm going to die in this Rocky Point.
Rocky Point.
So that's just a little taste of what we can we'll be experiencing on September 7th.
It's a big old teaser. Yeah, September 7th. It opens at the Stadium Theater in Woonsocket.
Okay, and people can, of course, learn more about the picture at
through the website or stadiumtheater.com too has information.
And the website for the movie is?
RockyPointMovie.com.
Okay, and there's plenty of things on there for people to explore
Lots of good
and learn
stuff.
about.
Yep, you can read the blog and follow along on our progress as we head to the final stages.
Now, we're taping here in early August, so now are you just putting the final touches on it now?
Yeah, we're still tweaking things and adding and subtracting and going through the motions here.
Sure.
You know, some things on the floor, and then I put them back into the movie, and then I take it out again. It's a
but there must be just great
wonderful
anticipation
process
on your behalf and the entire crew. I mean, you guys must be.
I'm excited.
Yeah, ready.
We have a bunch of historical societies that we're talking to this month, and
awesome.
We're doing a Q&A at the Rhode Island Film Festival. So it's lots of stuff. Your show.
Wow,
of course.
you know, the crown jewel of the
right. It's
of
our
the
big
tour.
Marketing and promotional tour right here,
well,
starting with you.
Thank you very much. Well, we're happy to have you here, and I wish you guys all the best. I can't wait for the movie, and really best of luck, and thank you very much for being here, Dave.
Brandon. All right.
David Bettencourt, producer and director of You Must Be This Tall, the story of Rocky Point Park.